Have you ever watched the person you love become a complete stranger right before your eyes? The screen of her phone cast a pale, ghostly light on her face in the 2 a.m. darkness of our Chicago bedroom. Her thumb moved with a practiced speed I'd never seen before, a secret language I wasn't meant to understand. She was smiling, a small, private smile that wasn't for me. I felt a cold dread pool in my stomach, the kind that tells you nothing will ever be the same again. She thought I was asleep, but I was watching the beginning of the end, and I knew my next move would either save me or destroy me completely. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For months, it was just a feeling, subtle shift in the air, a new perfume she claimed was a free sample, late nights at the office that became more frequent. Jenna, my wife of 10 years, was drifting away, and I was floating on an ocean of denial. She'd become cold, almost clinical. My touch was met with a flinch, my questions with a sigh of annoyance. "You're being paranoid, Tom," she'd say, her voice dripping with a condescending pity that made me feel small and foolish. The villains always feel untouchable in the beginning, wrapped in a cloak of arrogance. Her affair partner, Mark, was a colleague, a man I'd met at company parties. He had that smug, self-satisfied look of a man who believed he was entitled to whatever he wanted. I saw them once, sharing a laugh in a looped coffee shop that was too intimate, too familiar. My world tilted on its axis. That night, I broke. The humiliation was a physical weight, pressing down on my chest until I could barely breathe. I sat in my car, parked across from our quiet suburban home, and the carefully constructed reality of my life shattered into a million pieces. But from that breakdown, something new was born. The broken, loyal husband died in that car. A cold, strategic man took his place. The first step was proof. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop who operated out of a dusty office on the South Side. He was expensive, but worth every penny. He delivered a manila envelope filled with photographs of Jenna and Mark leaving a boutique hotel on Rush Street, their hands intertwined, kissing in a dimly lit parking garage in River North. Each photo was a fresh stab to the heart, but I forced myself to look, to burn the images into my memory. This was my fuel now. While she was whispering sweet nothings to him, I was meeting with the best divorce attorney in Chicago. I learned about legal traps, about assets, about how to dismantle a life with surgical precision. I opened a new bank account, slowly moving my savings. I documented every cold shoulder, every lie, every gaslighting comment in a dated journal. I was building a fortress of evidence, brick by painful brick. The final piece of the puzzle was the most devastating. My investigator discovered that Mark wasn't just a smug colleague, he was married. His wife, a quiet woman named Sarah, had no idea. I found her online, a ghost in the machine, and I knew what I had to do. The trap was set. I chose Jenna's birthday dinner at a Michelin star restaurant in the West Loop, a place she'd been dying to go. She was radiant, oblivious, draped in a new dress I'm sure Mark had paid for. She talked about our future, about a trip to Italy, her words like ash in my mouth. Then, halfway through the main course, a process server walked to our table. He placed a thick envelope in front of her. "Jenna Davis?" he asked. She nodded, confused. "You've been served." Her arrogant smile faltered as she opened it. "It wasn't for me, it was a restraining order, filed by Sarah, Mark's wife." The color drained from her face. She looked at me, her eyes wide with panic and disbelief. "What is this?" she whispered. I leaned forward, my voice low and cold. "That's the sound of your new life, Jenna, the one you built behind my back," she screamed. Not a loud, angry scream, but a choked, horrified sound that turned every head in the restaurant. The public exposure was brutal, a firestorm of whispers and stares. Her perfect world was incinerating around her, and I was the one holding the match. She was ruined, socially and legally. Her affair was now a public record, her name tied to a legal document that painted her as a homewrecker. The divorce was a formality. She got nothing. Her reputation at work was destroyed. Mark the coward had disappeared, trying to save his own crumbling marriage. I was left with the quiet, hollow echo of my victory. I sold the house, the one we'd built together, moved into a sterile, minimalist apartment overlooking Lake Michigan. Sometimes, I stand at the window and watch the city lights flicker, each one a life, a story. The revenge was complete, but the silence it left behind is a heavy, haunting presence. I won, but I lost everything to get there. The end.